India's skies are just buzzing with activity, busier than ever before. But while we all tend to think about the pilots and the cabin crew, the biggest job boom in aviation is actually happening right here on the ground. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible career opportunities that are opening up for thousands of people all across the country.
So, when you picture a job in aviation, what comes to mind? A pilot in a crisp uniform? Cabin crew, right? Well, what if I told you that's just the tiniest tip of the iceberg? The real action, the very foundation of the entire industry, is happening on the ground. So, here's our flight plan for today. We'll start with the big picture, this huge skills gap in Indian aviation. Then, we'll look at the government's master plan to fix it, and most importantly, how you can find certified training to build a real career. We'll even cover the exact jobs you can get and wrap up with some essential advice to help you succeed. All right, let's start with that big picture, the skills gap. As more and more planes take to the skies, the demand for a massive support crew on the ground isn't just growing, it's exploding. I mean, just think about it for a second. Airport operations, passenger handling, baggage systems, security, cargo logistics, this entire ecosystem needs a huge, really well-trained workforce. But right now, there just aren't enough skilled people to fill these roles. And you know what that spells for you? Opportunity, a massive one. So, how is India going to tackle this challenge? Well, the government has actually launched a full-blown master plan. It's designed to create a steady pipeline of skilled talent specifically for this industry. And we're not just talking about a handful of new courses here. No, this is a coordinated, nationwide effort. It involves multiple ministries and agencies all working together to build a world-class aviation workforce from the ground up by setting really clear standards for training and, crucially, for certification. Now, if you remember just one name from this entire explainer, please make it this one, the AASC. This is the official government-backed council. They don't run the classes themselves. Think of them as the rule makers. They decide what you learn, they approve the centers where you can learn it, and they issue the official certificate that employers are really looking for. So the bottom line is, AASC is the gold standard. And here is kind of how all the pieces fit together. The ASSC, our gold standard, operates under the National Skill Development Corporation, or NSDC. It works hand in hand with key players like the Airports Authority of India, and it's all under the umbrella of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. It's a powerful, interconnected system with one purpose: creating skilled professionals like you. And if you want to understand the sheer scale of this ambition, check out this number. The AASC has a plan to certify over 500,000 trainees in a decade. That number isn't just big, it's a direct signal of the thousands upon thousands of jobs that need to be filled and the government's commitment to getting people ready for them. Okay, so that's the government's grand plan. But how does that actually work in practice for someone like you? Where do you actually go to get this official certified training? Well, you go to one of the official training centers. The ASSC has accredited 108 of these centers all across the country. These are the only places that are approved to teach the official curriculum and prepare you for that all-important national certification. Now, this is where you need to pay close attention because it can get a little confusing. You're going to see names that look really similar. For example, you've got the AASC, that's the official government council. And then you might see private training centers, like one called the AASDC. The key difference is this: the AASC sets the standards for everyone. The AASDC is a private business that offers courses. For its certificates to be officially recognized, it must be accredited by the AASC. So the key takeaway here is to always look for that official AASC stamp of approval on any training center you consider. All right, let's shift the focus directly onto you. What does the journey actually look like from being an aspiring student to becoming a certified aviation professional? First off, what do you even need to get in? Well, the requirements are actually pretty accessible. Generally, you need to have finished your 10+2 or be a graduate. The typical age range is between 18 and 28, and having strong communication skills, well, that's a huge plus in this very customer-facing industry. The application process itself is usually pretty straightforward. For most of these accredited centers, you'll just apply online, complete some basic assessments to see if you're a good fit, and if you are, you'll get an offer to join a course. It's all designed to be simple and clear. So what will you actually be learning? Take a look at this sample curriculum for a 1-month certificate course. You can see it's incredibly practical. Week 1, you cover the fundamentals. Week 2, you're already diving into passenger handling. Week 3 is all about the serious stuff, operations and safety on the ramp. And week 4 gets you ready for the real world, focusing on security and job interview prep. The entire thing is 100% geared towards getting you a job.
Okay, the big question, what about the cost? To give you a realistic idea, here's an example from one private training provider. A long-term training program, that's anything over 90 days, could cost you around 59,000 rupees. Now, fees will definitely vary by institute and how long the course is, but this should give you a solid ballpark figure. And now for the most exciting part, the payoff. After you've done the training and earned your certification, what kind of jobs and, let's be honest, salaries can you actually expect?
The career options are really diverse and super important. You could become an airport operations executive, making sure the terminal runs like clockwork, or airline ground staff, handling check-ins and boarding. You could work in cargo or even specialize as a ramp operations officer, managing aircraft on the tarmac. You could even be a load and trim officer, doing those critical calculations for the flight's weight and balance. And for these kinds of roles, a typical starting salary for a certified professional is going to be somewhere in the range of 2.5 to 4.5 lakhs per annum. This gives you a really strong foundation to build a long-term career, and of course, salaries grow quite a bit as you gain more experience. Finally, let's wrap this all up with some absolutely crucial advice to help you navigate your future and make the smartest choices you can on this career path. This is so important. The aviation industry can have a lot of really flashy advertising. My advice? Ignore the glamour and focus on the substance. Look for institutes that talk about skills, curriculum, and official certification, not just stylish uniforms and marketing. Remember, your goal is a career, not a photo shoot. So, to sum it all up, what are the keys to success? First, make absolutely sure your training leads to an official AASC certification. That is your most valuable credential, period. Second, work relentlessly on your communication skills. Third, get as much practical, hands-on experience as you can, maybe through internships. And finally, remember this. In this field, a degree's nice to have, but it's the certified skills and real-world experience that will get you hired and promoted. The Indian aviation industry is absolutely booming, and it's creating a world of opportunity for those who are ready to build it from the ground up. The system is in place, the demand is very real, and the path is clear. So really, the only question left to ask is, where will your career take off?